From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Tuesday morning. Hope you had an awesome start to the work week. It was beautiful outside yesterday. Today is going to be just as beautiful, but there will be some wind gusts for the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys. That will bring up fire concerns a little bit. Highs in the 70s and 80s over the next 7 days, and the forecast staying dry and mostly sunny. So a beautiful stretch of spring weather. Gusts already picking up a little bit in the Kittitas Valley. It is a bit breezy there. Elsewhere, winds not a factor, at least for now. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 49 for the Tri-Cities, 53 in Walla Walla. Pretty mild stuff. And so here's your coat cast for this Tuesday for the Tri-Cities. Light jacket stuff up through 10 a.m., 11 a.m. After that, it's going to be all t-shirt weather, as will be around my favorite kind of weather. Sunny and 75 in the Tri-Cities. In general, 60s and 70s today for lower elevations. Yes, there will be a low wind chance of a shower in Yakima between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, we will be trending warmer as we head into the Memorial Day weekend. I'll tell you just how well we know it's going to be in the 80s, but where in the 80s? I'll tell you that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
And right now, thousands of people flee parts of Southern California as a raging wildfire destroys everything in its path. What officials are now doing to try to stop the spread. Plus, tensions continue to rise as the sheriff of Franklin County defies a court order, calling it unlawful. How the county is now responding. And a local first responder agency is getting a facelift. And it's not just about the looks here, it's about improving response times, and that means saving lives. We take you to this Oregon community that's making positive changes.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. Your time is 6:02. Well, this morning, we now know the name of the Kennewick man who died at a Wallula food processing plant last week. Officials say 27-year-old Alberto Serrato died at the Tyson Foods processing plant Friday. While details of the event have not been released to the public, the Walla Walla County Coroner's Office says Serrato died of crushing injuries. Tyson Foods says it is cooperating with authorities, and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration has been notified. Officials arrested a Lind man after he reportedly shot and threatened people with an axe early Monday morning. 23-year-old Gage Remington is facing charges of assault with a domestic violence distinction, as well as malicious mischief, harassment, and obstruction. Authorities say Remington was armed with an airsoft pistol and an axe when the Adams County Sheriff's Office was called to the 200 block of East 3rd Street just before 5:30 in the morning. Authorities say they gave several warnings to Remington, whom they say shot out a person's car window, but he refused to surrender. Remington was brought down by a taser, and he was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. He then was taken to jail. This morning, officers are investigating a reported assault at a Yakima bar. Officials say a man was assaulted early Saturday morning at El Rancho Bar. It happened just after midnight on North 1st Street. No other details have been released. We did reach out to Yakima police, but we are still working to get you more information. Volunteers with Let's Go Washington are collecting signatures in an effort to stop a proposed state income tax in Washington. The group says the measure would create a new tax on personal income and argues it would place a financial burden on working families and small businesses. Supporters of the proposal say a state income tax would help stabilize funding for public schools and essential services while making the tax system more fair. John Dreske, a Democrat who's running for Congress in District 4, says he wants to see things like this on a bigger scale.
And I've read books about tax policy, and a millionaire's tax in one state does create an incentive for some people to leave. Therefore, I would rather see that tax at a national level. As for Washington, though, I understand why they did it. And I do
you think there's a better way?
I do think there's a better way.
In Kennewick alone, more than 100 people signed the petition. Booths were set up across the region. Organizers say they plan to continue gathering signatures across the state in the coming weeks. The Union Gap School District and the city of Union Gap are teaming up to improve safety around the school. Officials say the project includes sidewalk and road upgrades to make the area more walkable. The improvements are tied to the district's new gymnasium, now under construction. Leaders say with more students and community members expected to use the facility, pedestrian safety is a top priority.
So that's another thing that's exciting here too. We're trying to improve the walkability of the area because it is a school. We're trying to keep it as safe as possible, so that's happening.
District leaders say the improvements are expected to help create a better experience for both students and community members using the campus. A new emergency response facility is taking shape in Milton-Freewater as local leaders work to improve ambulance response times across the region. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with officials about what this means for the community and the fire district moving forward.
The Milton-Freewater Rural Fire Department and EMS District has had its hands full, responding to about 1,800 ambulance calls each year across 350 square miles, including many rural areas surrounding Milton-Freewater. However, Fire Chief Rick Sager says a new station has been needed for years, and now construction is underway on a new facility closer to town, a project he says has been years in the making.
We've been actually looking to build for about 5 years, but of course, it's a money issue mainly. This station we're building here is about $2.4 million, and that's built with private money. So it took a little bit to raise that kind of capital and find a bank that would loan the money on it.
Sager says the new facility will include living quarters for staff, along with space for 2 ambulances and additional emergency response equipment.
Right now, we have planned to house 2 ambulances in it, and then we'll have a Class A pumper in it, fire truck, that'll have all of our jaws of life, our cribbing things for car wrecks and that stuff in there.
Sager says construction is still in the early stages, but the project is moving along quickly.
We have almost all of the concrete poured and the underground infrastructure in, and they have 2 small pieces of concrete left to pour. And once they're done with that, and the permitting process is approved, which doesn't seem to be a problem right now, the walls will start going up. So it'll start taking shape pretty fast.
Milton-Freewater fire officials tell me that with the completion of this new facility, they hope to increase efficiency as well as expand upon the dynamic of the department. However, they tell me that a big focus for them is also increasing response times.
By being 6 to 8 minutes quicker, that makes a lot of difference on a cardiac arrest, choking, things like that.
The Milton-Freewater Rural Fire Department says the new facility will help them better serve the community as the community continues to grow. In Milton-Freewater, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Officials say they hope to have the new facility completed and ready for use by October. 2 Yakima police officers are being celebrated this morning after rescuing a litter of kittens from under a police patrol vehicle. Take a look at your screen here at these little cuties. Officers Peckham and Rosales say they could hear tiny cries of distress coming from the undercarriage of a Yakima police patrol vehicle that had been out of service for maintenance. Upon further investigation, the officers discovered a litter of 6 kittens. It took more than an hour to rescue all of them. A few of them just didn't want to come out. They called in reinforcements at the nearby Jiffy Lube and were able to make the final rescue. All the kittens were taken to the Underground Community Cat Rescue to be placed for adoption. Your time is 6:09 here on your Tuesday. Still to come, thousands flee a raging wildfire in Southern California as thousands of first responders run toward it. The latest on containment efforts. And here's a live look this morning out of Richland. Just a gorgeous start to your day and some nice warm temperatures today. But what can you expect as we head into your holiday weekend? Josh is looking ahead after this.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow, and Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
Bath Planet brings life back to your bathroom with expert remodeling, custom designs, fast installation, and right now, save $1,000. Call for a free estimate today, 509-851-0669.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's going to be a very warm stretch of weather over the next 7 days, especially as we head into Memorial Day weekend, but we'll talk about that in just a second. First, take it back to this Tuesday for the Yakima Valley. Going to be around room temperature by lunchtime and then up into the mid-70s for the warmest part of the day as those breezes start to kick in. And yes, there's going to be a low wind chance of a shower from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., I would say. But a mostly dry day, a mostly sunny day as well. So we're going to end up around 75 for the Tri-Cities and for Yakima, around room temperature in Ellensburg, and then low 70s for the Blue Foothills. Like I said, as we head into Memorial Day weekend, we're going to be looking at some warmer temperatures, mid-80s in the Yakima Valley. If you really want to split hairs here, Saturday is going to be the warmest day. Will be about 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, but a good deal cooler by the time we actually get to Memorial Day. Okay. The UV index is going to be high for a lot of those days over the next 7 days. For today in particular, on a scale from 1 to 11, the UV index is a 6. That means high exposure. Your skin could burn within 15 to 25 minutes. Be sure that you're putting on the sunscreen, at least SPF 30, and that you're reapplying at least every 2 hours. Okay, something else we continue to track around this time of the year, pollen counts are persistent, staying in that medium-high category over the next 5 days, with the top allergens being birch, mulberry, and elm. If that applies to you, have the allergy meds on standby. In addition to all that, the forecast staying dry, mostly sunny, a couple of suspect rounds of winds on the way. I'll tell you what that could mean for fire concerns coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Firefighters are battling a fast-moving wildfire in Southern California. The Sandy Fire started Monday morning and spread quickly under heavy winds. Reed Binion reports.
I was getting ready to go out to work, and, just a lot of smoke.
Residents in parts of Southern California ordered to evacuate after a wildfire broke out Monday.
I ended up getting the cats together and the dogs together and getting my wife out first.
The fast-moving blaze prompted officials to order evacuations for tens of thousands of people in Simi Valley and surrounding communities. Thousands more were under evacuation warnings. Driven by strong winds, the morning brush fire spread quickly, sending up thick smoke amid large flames. According to the LA Times, the fire burned at least one home and one other structure Monday, with thousands more under threat. The response was swift. Officials said Monday roughly 500 firefighters were battling the blaze. Crews on the ground were aided from the sky by fixed-wing air tankers and multiple water-dropping helicopters, as well as planes dropping fire retardant.
I've always heard the response up here was pretty good up there, when there were fires in the past, so I'm just really thankful.
According to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, the Sandy fire had burned more than 1,300 acres as of late Monday, and the agency said the blaze was at 0% containment. Officials said the cause of the fire is under investigation. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Wow, firefighters were also battling a 15-square-mile blaze on Santa Rosa Island. At least 2 structures were destroyed, and 11 National Park Service employees were forced to leave the island. Your time is 6:16. Coming up, the region is going to see some great temperatures for the next few days, but that does come with the caveat. It's going to be dry, and what does that mean for our fire danger? Josh is breaking that down on the other side of the break.
Injured in a car crash, the insurance company can sure make you feel small, and their offer makes you feel even smaller. Call me, attorney Mariano Morales. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Does that insurance company make you feel small? Tell them you got the heavy hitter and watch how big you feel. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
At Prosser Digestive Health Center, find expert care close to home. Services include colonoscopy screenings, care for swallowing problems and esophageal motility disorders, GERD, celiac disease, and nutrition-related GI conditions. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center, 509-786-5599, or learn more at prosserhealth.org. Digestive health close to home. This is how we care.
If you think Dee Dee likes to rough it out here in the wilds of Washington,
then you'd be wrong. You see, Legends is where I like to roll.
Yep, Dee Dee and her beau know that Legends is the best place to stay and play this side of Mount Adams. Legends Casino Hotel. Because fun is how we roll.
We're here for those who build America. Those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay off tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come. If that's who you are, you should pay what we pay.
Now get employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Apple Valley News Now. Honored to be Emmy nominated for investigative reporting of the Sarah Clayson case. The off-duty trooper who police say drove drunk and crashed into a motorcycle, killing the driver. Our exhaustive examination raised questions about that night and whether she may have received special treatment. This is accountability journalism, and we are honored to be the only broadcast station in our area to receive an Emmy nomination. Apple Valley News Now. Asking tough questions, demanding answers, and always on your side. This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We are going to have a lovely forecast over the next 7 days. Wish we had a little bit more rain in the forecast, but it's going to be mostly sunny and it's going to be warm on top of that. What's shielding us from the rain right now would be these 2 different areas of high pressure kind of working in tandem with each other. And this is shielding us from precip chances. Now, listen, there's like a small chance we could see a shower or 2 this afternoon in the Yakima Valley. Maybe we could see a shower this evening and for tomorrow in the Walla Walla Valley. But you see the trend in general is that we're going to be dry over the next 7 days. But those storm systems that we were just tracking off in the Pacific, those will bring us some impacts in the form of gusty winds. So for today, specifically, it's going to be windy in the valleys, especially into the late afternoon to early evening. So for the upper Yakima Valley and for the Kittitas Valley, we're looking at gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. You see outside of the valleys, it'll be a little breezy, nothing to be too concerned about, but specifically for places like Yakima, Natchez, Sela, Ellensburg. You can see those hour-by-hour wind gusts yourself by downloading our weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. And look, it will be dry out there for today. It's not extremely dry, it's not critically dry, but kind of fuel models bounce between dry to very dry. So between level 2 out of 5, level 3 out of 5, we could definitely see some vegetation fires starting for today, but we're much more concerned about Memorial Day. For now, going with a possible alert day, as it's going to be windy once again, but this time the fuels are going to be even drier. First, we'll talk about the winds. You see 40 to 45 mile per hour gusts for the Kittitas Valley, but not as concentrated in the valleys this time. The wealth getting a lot more spread around this time. And at this point, the vegetation now it looks like it's going to be in that level 4 out of 5 territory, critically dry. So if those aspects of this forecast hold, then we will be forced to upgrade the possible alert day to an alert day proper. Also, you know, sometimes people shoot off fireworks around Memorial Day. That is definitely in the back of our minds as well. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs subtly trending up throughout the week with lots of sunshine. In Yakima, can't rule out an afternoon shower today. Winds picking up into this evening. In Ellensburg, high winds Tuesday, not technically an alert day, although you should exercise fire safety as always. And then for Hermiston, the week starts in the 70s but ends in the 80s with plenty of sunshine throughout the week. Finally, for Walla Walla, a low-end chance of a light shower for tonight and tomorrow, but otherwise a dry, warm, and beautiful spring week ahead.
Oh my goodness. All right, so we do have to plan for an elevated risk on Memorial Day. So
that's what it's looking like.
Cookout plans, or as you were saying, fireworks and.
Yes, that's what it's looking like 5-6 days out. So that's subject to change.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. Your time is 6:22. Looking for your next binge watch? New shows are dropping with major stars and major storylines. The Hollywood Minute has your streaming guide just ahead.
When you're ready for more peace and quiet, Numerica has flexible home loans so you can get more for what you love. Numerica Credit Union, money where it matters.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
My mind felt hazy and gray. I couldn't follow conversations. It was like I was in a fog. I was sleeping way too much. I was missing out on activities with my family. I felt underwater. Now I know it was depression. Recognizing my symptoms and finding support helped me manage it. Learn more about your symptoms at seehowifeel.org.
Okay, let's see what else. Well, there's me catching the bouquet.
Yeah. Remind me why that happened again?
Nobody told me the rules.
Anniversaries are special, so we're offering a special jackpot package with a dining credit, blackjack coupons, discount room upgrade, and more. See website for details. Only at Northern Quest. 25 years bold.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
When working, take breaks. Maybe go for a walk or get around and move a bit, because taking care of your mental health is vitally important. More at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Mental health services at Prosser Memorial Health's primary care clinics. Visit prosserhealth.org.
Max, go get the ball. Go get the ball, Max. When you're ready for more space to play, Numerica has flexible home loans so you can get more for what you love. Numerica Credit Union, money where it matters.
Welcome back. The Green Lantern universe expands with a new series, and Brooke Shields has to solve a murder.
Yeah, Rick Damigella dishes it all in this morning's Hollywood Minute.
This ring, it's the greatest weapon in the universe.
Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre discover the power of the Green Lantern ring. The pair stars in the new series Lanterns, which sees them working to keep the Emerald tool from falling into the wrong hands. The action-packed drama premieres August 16th on HBO Max.
What if you and I write the book about Nash's murder together?
Brooke Shields is on the case. The actress plays a crime author who gets caught up in a small-town murder in You're Killing Me. With the help of an aspiring writer, the duo work to find the killer of a close friend. The series debuted this week on Acorn TV.
W.E.B. Du Bois is arguably the greatest Black intellectual scholar activist in American history.
W.E.B. Du Bois' Rebel with a Cause features dramatic readings from Common and Jeffrey Wright, as well as narration by Viola Davis. The big names lent their talents to the documentary, which covers both his life and his lasting impact. The American Masters presentation premieres Tuesday on PBS. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Ooh, I love a good murder mystery, so the Brooke Shields one looks a little interesting to me. Do you like any of those kinds of shows?
Yes, I do, but it's streaming on Acorn TV. Do you?
Yeah, that was my problem as well.
You a subscriber to Acorn?
No. No, I don't need another one. I don't need another subscription to anything.
There are all these new ones that are popping up, Tubi and Fubo, and all these,
yeah,
not the main ones. So I'm having a hard time keeping track,
yeah,
is what
well,
I'm trying to say.
You know what the new generation does, is they just see a show that they want, they subscribe, and then they unsubscribe after they watch the show. We had that as a
Or
story.
they just illegally stream it. Not this guy, though. Not
what?
this guy.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, Josh. Your time is 6:27. We'll move on from that. Coming up, it is a sheriff showdown. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond calls out commissioners and defies a court order. How commissioners are responding. And the Richland School District has a new coach. How the reigning state champs of boys basketball are looking this year, and how this coach is making history.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check at Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires.
If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Robert was an experienced framer. During work, Robert was hit by trusses hanging from a crane. He suffered severe injuries. Robert went through years of medical treatment, surgeries, and therapy. Quantum Legal ensured the claim and injuries were accepted, fought for time loss, guided him through the L&I process, and obtained fair compensation from the at-fault party. If Robert is unable to work again, Quantum Legal will fight to get him pensioned so he can be covered for the rest of his life.
At Ace, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle, we've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
This is our new home.
Mission control, engine locked.
Call you after.
I'll be right next to you.
Injured in a car crash? The insurance company can sure make you feel small. When you choose the heavy hitter, you get big help and big results. Injured in a car wreck? Big thanks. Get big help. Call me.
Call 853-2222.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Wendy Redman. Your time is 6:31. All right, let's get your day started with Chief Meteorologist Josh Culbreth. Josh, looking like another beautiful day out there, but we do have to talk about some windy weather. Is it going to be really impactful?
I mean, anytime we see winds around this time of the year, there's a potential it could be very impactful. It's not an alert day, but just know that we could see some gusts during the late afternoon to early evening for the Kittitas and the Yakima Valley, and everything is dry outside right now. So just keep that in mind when it comes to fire concerns. Okay, if you can look past that, another beautiful day, a beautiful stretch of weather that we're going to have on tap. Highs in the 70s and 80s, the forecast staying dry and mostly sunny as well. It is a little bit breezy already this morning in the Kittitas Valley, but again, it's going to be into the late afternoon to early evening. That's going to be the peak time frame of the strongest wind gusts. Okay, we are in the 40s and 50s this morning for lower elevations. It is mild out there, so you'd want to bundle up to some extent, but probably just with a light jacket. Here are those hour-by-hour wind gusts for today for the Yakima Valley. Throughout the day, wind gusts are not going to be that impactful. It's really going to be into the evening. See, by 8 p.m., gusts surging up into the mid 30 mile per hour range. So for today, highs getting into the 60s and 70s for lower elevations. Tri-Cities, a beautiful day, pretty much sunny and 75 once again, but trending up into the 80s as we head into Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk about that warmth coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says he will not follow a court order requiring him to turn in several items to the county. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz tells us why the sheriff doesn't plan on following the order and what county officials are saying in response.
The rift between the Franklin County Board of Commissioners and the County Sheriff's Office deepens, with the deadline for Sheriff Jim Raymond to turn over property to the County Department of Corrections creeping up. That 5-day period that Sheriff Raymond was given before he has to turn in the items is coming to an end, but the sheriff says that he is not backing down.
I'm going to practice civil disobedience and I'm going to ignore the order. I think the judges, one of the things you got to understand is the judges can't give unlawful orders, and if you believe them to be unlawful and you abide by them, then you're just as bad as the other guy.
The order, which a Walla Walla Superior Court judge signed last week, requires the sheriff to give back guns, tasers, a fingerprint machine, and a police cruiser. Sheriff Raymond says that losing the items could be a problem for the department, saying that the car is being used by officers and the fingerprinting machine is used for employee background checks. But an attorney representing Franklin County says that the property belongs to the Department of Corrections, saying that the sheriff's refusal to turn them in is unbecoming of a law enforcement officer, a derogation of his duties, and indefensible. County Administrator Brian Danzel adds that by not listening to the court order, he believes that Sheriff Raymond is setting a bad example for the rest of Franklin County. Sheriff Raymond, who is getting ready to retire, says that he is fighting for his office, not just himself.
I have never been a pansy type of guy in police work. You pretty much know what I'm thinking, and I'll let you know what I'm thinking. And look, I came into this world fighting, and I'm going to leave the sheriff's office fighting for what's right.
While it's unclear what exactly will happen if the sheriff doesn't return the items by the Monday deadline, the county's legal counsel says that it is prepared to take action. The county could request an emergency hearing, and if necessary, acquire the items by a way of seizure by another law enforcement agency, among other sanctions and penalties for non-compliance. From Pasco, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
The county adds it believes the sheriff's press conference wasted resources and spread misinformation to the community. A Yakima lawyer is suspended for 18 months after the Washington Supreme Court found he violated multiple professional conduct rules. Adam Sandoval admits to failing his clients in a parenting plan case. The Washington State Bar Association says Sandoval charged unreasonable fees and failed to communicate with his client about the case. The bar says Sandoval also failed to refund unearned fees and provided inaccurate information during the disciplinary investigation. Your time is 6:35. Still to come, the Richland School District has a new coach. How the reigning state champs of boys basketball are looking this year, and how this coach is making history. And beautiful weather ahead. Here's a live look from the Dust Devils area out in Pasco. Looking pretty gorgeous out there this morning, but we are gonna warm things up a little bit more in the days to come. Find out just how warm after this.
Protect your dreams under our roof.
How about the name Indigo?
I like Sapphire.
Sapphire.
And based on how you drive, you could get a rate as personal
What about Big Blue?
as the car you love. Get a quote at amfam.com.
Now, what are we gonna name the baby?
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
In Tri-Cities Real Estate, one group stands above the rest. One group consistently ranks in the top 20% of the region's real estate agents. One group puts a full team of professionals backing your every move to get the best deal at every step. And one group with an award-winning team to give you more insights and help you make more educated decisions. So if you're ready to make your next move with certainty, there's really only one group for you.
Washington workers, you can get a refund of up to $1,330 back on taxes paid last year. See if you qualify and learn how to apply at www.workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
The secret to success is always something like, hang in there, embrace the hustle.
No pain, no gain.
But at Denver Mattress, we believe the best way to get ahead is to start ahead with a great night's sleep on a Purple mattress. Soft and firm in all the right places, the Gel Flex Grid keeps you cool all night long. And right now, save up to $1,900 on select mattress and base bundles, or check out the Consumer Reports recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect purple.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you could save big with up to $3,200 in utility and cool cash rebates available this spring. At Total Energy Management, we will ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Protect your dreams under our roof.
How about the name Indigo?
I like Sapphire.
Sapphire.
And based on how you drive, you could get a rate as personal
What about Big Blue?
as the car you love. Get a quote at amfam.com.
Now, what are we gonna name the baby?
This time of year, dangerous storms pop up, bringing rain, wind, and lightning.
And many times, that lightning causes wildfires, some of which change lives forever.
This is just one reason to trust First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
With cutting-edge technology and the experience of our team, trust us to help keep your family safe this wildfire season.
On air, online, and mobile with our First Alert Weather app.
First Alert Weather.
Only one station.
Apple Valley News Now, always on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a warm forecast over the next 7 days. This forecast period going to start in the 70s, then transitioning into the 80s, maybe dropping back down into the 70s by the time we get to Memorial Day. Okay, let's take it back to today. Here's your day planner forecast for the Tri-Cities. We're going to be around 70 by lunchtime and then pretty close to sunny and 75 for the warmest part of the day. Let's take you on that zone by zone tour of this Tuesday forecast. We start off up in the Cascades, where highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, but it should be mostly clear in the Kittitas Valley, where we'll have highs in the mid-60s. Those gusts up around 45 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, there will be a low-end chance of a shower between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. See, it's just going to be a 10% chance. Those gusts only up around 20 miles per hour during the day, but after 5 p.m., 6 p.m., that's when those start to trend a lot closer to 35 miles per hour. For the lower Columbia Basin, will be around 75 degrees, 77s for the Tri-Cities, Benton City, and for the Hanford site. Then for the Blue Foothills, we're looking at highs around 70 degrees as well. And then for the Blue Mountains, 50s and 60s, just kind of depending on your elevation. 67, very comfortable today in Ukiah. Okay. Over the next 7 days, like I said, we're going to be trending warmer up into the mid-80s for Memorial Day weekend, at least for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But for Memorial Day proper, those temperatures dropping back down into the mid-70s. So in general, the forecast is going to stay dry, mostly sunny, very nice. But with that drop off in temperatures, we do have a round of winds. In fact, a couple different rounds of winds that we're tracking that we'll tell you about coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. On the sports beat this morning, the reigning state champion Richland High School boys basketball team has a new head coach, Will Berghart. Berghart replaces longtime Richland coach Earl Stroyfert, who retired after his 27th season with Richland, capping off his career with a state title. Berghart has been the head coach of Newport High School in Oregon for the past 3 seasons and was named the Oregon West Coach of the Year this season.
I love when there's expectations. I love when there's a community that supports you. You know, I love when there's kids that want to be in the gym, they want to get better, they have pride in what they do. So that's something that excites me more than, you know, makes me nervous or makes me feel any type of doubt. I feel like it's only going to get better. I don't see why it can't stop or why it's going to stop.
Berghart becomes just the 7th coach in the past 80 seasons for Richland. Also, at just 27 years old, he becomes the youngest head coach in school history. Your time is 6:42 here on your Tuesday. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, we have your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And perfect weather for your Tuesday. Here's a live look out in Ellensburg, but we do need to say Josh does need to talk about the dry conditions and the winds in store. Find out what that means to you next.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through July 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when paired with an eligible Daikin ductless system at Bruce Heating and Air.
Even if you have moderate to severe eczema, you can feel the rhythm, feel the flow. And Dupixent helps you feel the heal. It helps calm the key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Some adults saw fast itch relief after the first dose and long-lasting clear skin at 1 year. Many even saw 90% clear skin. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Stay ahead of eczema and help heal your skin from within. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent today.
I'm Dr. Rachel Fedino, CEO of New You Women's Clinic and Aesthetics, and we're that one-stop shop where women can come to handle all of their needs, from women's health to wellness and then state-of-the-art medical aesthetics. And by popular demand, last year we expanded into Yakima because we really needed to be able to capture that volume of patients. Not only are we caring for women, but we're also caring for men.
The first treatment I did was over a year ago. I definitely had improvement in my back and some flexibility, felt better, and then luckily now that New You has brought in the EBOO 2 machine here to Tri-Cities.
This is an incredible platform that's going to help with purifying the blood and helping to reduce inflammation in the body and just help with that overall inside-out approach.
I'm not stumbling anymore. Since I've started the treatment, I haven't fallen again. I feel younger. It's just changed my whole life.
You're going to come in, you're going to get your questions answered, and you're going to be feeling better quickly.
This Nissan lineup goes where you take it. Trucks and SUVs built rough, tough, and ready. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR and select model trims.
This newscast sponsored by Multicare Yakima Memorial Hospital. Excellence you can trust. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It will be a beautiful stretch of spring weather over these next 7 days. Mostly dry and mostly sunny forecast, and we can think two different areas of high pressure kind of working in tandem with each other, and that is shielding us from any active weather in the form of precip chances, at least in the form of any widespread substantial precip chances. Now, look, in the Yakima Valley between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. today, we could see like a low end chance of a shower, 5 to 10% chances, but you see the trend over the next 7 days is going to be fairly dry. But with those storm systems that are lined up in the Pacific, they will bring us some wind gusts, specifically for the valleys for today. So we're thinking, and this is looking like it's going to be a valley-centric event in general. Outside of the valleys, it'll be a little bit breezy, but for the upper Yakima Valley, for the Kittitas Valley, peak gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. And you can see hour-by-hour wind gusts for this afternoon and evening yourself for places like Sela, Natchez, Cowiche, Yakima, Ellensburg, Roslyn, all that by downloading our weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Okay, vegetation dryness is going to be between level 2 to level 3 out of 5 for today. So it is dry. Vegetation fires could start, but we're much more concerned about Memorial Day. For now, just going with an alert day possible for the entire viewing area as wind gusts will come back. And at this point, the vegetation will be critically dry. Now look, the wind gusts for Memorial Day doesn't look as valley-centric this time. The strongest wind gusts will still be in the Kittitas Valley, but it looks like the wealth is spread out a little bit more evenly this time, and the vegetation looks to be more dry, critically dry, level 4 out of 5. And so if those aspects of this forecast verify and hold true, then we would be forced to go with an alert day proper, as fires could start to spread very quickly. And Memorial Day, some people shoot off fireworks, so all that's being factored in. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Highs subtly trending up throughout the week with lots of sunshine. In Yakima, can't rule out an afternoon shower today. Winds picking up into this evening. In Ellensburg, high winds Tuesday, not technically an alert day, although you should exercise fire safety as always. In Hermiston, the week starts in the 70s but ends in the 80s with plenty of sunshine throughout the week. Finally, for Walla Walla, low end chance of a light shower for tonight and tomorrow, but otherwise a dry, warm, and beautiful spring week ahead. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the Maldives scuba diving tragedy. Police are launching a criminal investigation examining whether a diving trip which killed 5, including a mother and daughter, had proper safety protocols, including weather alerts. International rescue teams are now attempting to recover the remaining bodies still trapped inside the Vavu Atoll cave, located more than 160 feet underwater. The group, which included scientific researchers, first went missing last week in the popular tourist spot located in the Indian Ocean. Maldives officials say a specialized international team of 3 highly trained divers from Finland successfully located 4 of the 5 victims Monday as part of a joint mission. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on the urgent search for answers in this deadly dive. With your GMA First Look, I'm Hannah Batal, ABC News, New York.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor right away of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within. so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
Now, the morning sprint.
In your national headlines this morning, thousands of people in parts of Southern California are under evacuation orders due to a fast-moving wildfire. Driven by strong winds, the brush fire spread quickly, sending up thick smoke amid large flames. According to the LA Times, thousands of homes are under threats of fire. The Sandy fire has burned more than 1,300 acres as of late Monday. Officials said the cause of the fire still under investigation. The NTSB will meet Tuesday and Wednesday to investigate what caused a UPS jet to lose an engine and crash after takeoff last November in Louisville, Kentucky. The cargo plane was headed to Hawaii from the Louisville airport when it suddenly hit the ground after liftoff. 14 people died, including the 3 crew members who were on board. A preliminary NTSB report showed fatigue cracks and overstressing on the structural fittings that kept the left engine attached to the wing. In your business news this morning, NextEra Energy plans to acquire Dominion Energy in a $67 billion deal that would create the world's largest regulated utility. The merger affects millions of customers as electricity rates climb more than 7% nationwide. Virginia sees rates jump 12%. The state houses the country's biggest concentration of data centers, driving power demand. New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced the 3-day strike on the nation's largest commuter rail system is over. Marathon negotiations concluded on Monday with the unions and Long Island Railroad reaching a tentative deal. The governor said phased service will resume starting at noon today. The terms of the deal were not immediately made available. The deal still needs to be ratified by the 5 unions that were striking. In health headlines, the U.S. government is sending help to combat an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. The WHO is declaring the outbreak a public health emergency. The disease is suspected of causing more than 100 deaths. The CDC says it has also triggered Title 42, which restricts entry into the U.S. during outbreaks of communicable diseases. It's in effect for at least 30 days. The Trump administration is expanding its prescription website by adding more than 600 generic drugs to the Trump Rx site. This will allow potential users to do some comparison shopping. People can see if the Trump Rx site offers lower costs than their local pharmacies or other online sites like Amazon Pharmacy. Talking sports now, South Korea is hosting North Korea athletes for the first time in more than 7 years. A North Korean women's soccer team arrived to compete in the Asian Club Championship. The 39 players and staff from the women's football club quickly moved through the arrivals terminal, avoiding the crowd of journalists and pro-unification demonstrators assembled for their arrival. The rare visit comes despite strained relations between the two nations as North Korea continues to harden its stance against the South. On this date, back in 1935, club owners approved a plan to create the NFL Draft. The inaugural draft was held in the following February in Philadelphia, where the Eagles selected Heisman winner Jay Berringer with the first pick. Before the draft, players could sign with any team in the league. Here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Officials say 27-year-old Alberto Serrato of Kennewick died at the Tyson Foods processing plant Friday. While details of the event have not been released to the public, the Walla Walla County Coroner's Office says Serrato died of crushing injuries. Tyson Foods says it is cooperating with authorities. Franklin County Sheriff Jim Raymond says he will not return several items to the county despite a court order to do so. An attorney representing Franklin County says if necessary, the county plans to request the seizure of the items by another law enforcement agency. Volunteers with Let's Go Washington are collecting signatures in an effort to help stop a proposed state income tax in Washington. The group says the measure would place a financial burden on working families and small businesses. Supporters say it helps stabilize funding for public schools and essential services while making the tax system more fair. Ben Franklin Transit will be making stops at a few Tri-Cities schools today, driving up in the 2026 art buses. Several students will be honored for their first, second, and third place designs that will be featured on the coach and Dial-A-Ride vehicles. BFT says more than 150 entries were received this year, and the winners are from 4 local schools. Officials say the Hanford Waste Treatment Plant reached a big milestone, vitrifying its 100,000th gallon of liquid waste. The process locks the waste into stainless steel containers that are then stored at Hanford's integrated disposal facility. Federal officials say the achievement marks an important step in the massive cleanup effort aimed at protecting the Columbia River and the Tri-Cities. All right, so we have had a lot of animal videos lately, so we've been, kind of steering clear of that for a little bit, giving everybody a bit of a break, but this one isn't so much about the animals, it's just a little bit bizarre. Video from a Japanese zoo shows a person jumping into an enclosure full of monkeys while wearing a costume.
Did we learn nothing from Harambe, folks?
Apparently not.
Well, in case you're wondering, it's the zoo where the viral monkey Punch lives. 2 Americans are being accused of the zoo invasion, and they were arrested after the stunt. The Americans deny they intended any harm to the animals.
But why? Why do that?
And they
what is
deny
the point?
Any intelligence as well. So, funny how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to, I don't know what the thought process is that's going on in your mind when you say you're going to do something like that.
For clicks, for views, for attention. So,
oh, I guess it did make the news.
Congrats, you won. Yeah.
There's that. But anyway, we love Punch. So that's...
Well, there's your knuckleheads of the day.
Very true. How's the weather looking?
Okay, well, let's go ahead take a look at wind gusts out there for this morning. Not really doing all that much, but a little bit later today they will pick up. You see it's pretty mild out there, but later in the day into the evening, that's when the wind gusts are going to pick up in the Yakima Valley. So be on your fire safety P's and Q's.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Good Morning Northwest.
Yep. See you later.